Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. My hunch is this is going to be a pretty lengthy video, so grab some popcorn, get some beverages of your choice, because Hiya Toys has not been sleeping on their Alien Predator license. Not at all. They've been going knee deep into the RoboCop stuff, I can tell you that much. That line's actually really cool. Nothing I'm going to personally get into because I own a lot. I think I own actually almost all of the NECA RoboCop stuff as well as some Hot Toys. But even though they've been killing it with that, they have been going after NECA at the same time with these Predators. Because, and I've said this in previous Hiya Toys videos, they are kind of tapping not necessarily into characters that NECA didn't do, but variants of characters that NECA didn't do. And first up here is the active camouflage tracker Predator. Now, this is estimated to arrive in February of next year, 2021. I'm currently filming this in August of 2020 at a price point of the standard Hiya Toys stuff, the $19.99. And this actually kind of relates to the line of Predators that NECA did, because what NECA was doing, I think the line's already 10 years ago, they did a mid-cloaked camouflage Super Predator lineup. They had Berserker, Falconer, never did Tracker, and although this is not exactly the same as that line, because those were much darker in color, weren't necessarily active camouflage, they were mid-cloaked, but either way, this looks really, really cool. And it's a variant of Tracker we have never gotten. We don't have any variants of Tracker whatsoever, and he is a pretty well-received Predator. He has one of the better looking designs with the whole almost mammoth tusks strapped to his biomask. And what's kind of cool here is that he is wielding I think that's a classic Predator skull, like a jungle hunter. So there you go. But the colors on this guy are kind of wacky because he's not the typical active camouflage Predator that you would normally see. Usually they're completely just generic, transparent, but here you have like a transparent brown tint with a lot of sky blue. Particularly, here's a good shot of him on the plasma caster there. So I guess what they're trying to go for is it's mimicking what is behind him or around him, because the active camouflage obviously picks up whatever the environment is. And actually kind of looks similar to the City Demon Predator, because you have a little bit of an almost like an electricity effect on the top side of the biomask. I know that's not what it is, but it's kind of interesting looking. And you got the dreads there. Those are also transparent, a little darker in color. So he's really, really cool looking. I am very much looking forward to picking this up. Got a while to wait, but I like him. He's very cool. And much like I've said in previous videos with Hiya Toys stuff, we don't get a lot of Predators from 2010, let alone variants that were in the film for less than 10 seconds, right? So I am on board with this figure. And we're not done with the active camouflage yet, because here is yet another Tracker Predator. So I guess they're categorizing them differently now. So active camouflage doesn't necessarily mean generic invisible. I guess that just means whatever is, the environment bounces off the his invisibility effect or whatever. So if you want something that's fully, actually generically transparent, here is an invisible Tracker Predator. And look, it's very, very cool looking. I am a sucker for transparent stuff. I think I've said that in previous videos. He's really cool looking, and look, it's Tracker Predator. He's always gonna look awesome looking, no matter how you can paint him pink. You know, he's probably still gonna pull it off. But yeah, I can see a ton of people getting on board with these. I can definitely see that. And I kind of want to say that it's giving NECA a run for their money, but to tell you the truth, these are really hot right now, and we're really excited for them because there hasn't been anything like them. But I have a feeling that NECA is probably going to be doing their own versions of these. However, I still want to pick these up. I still want to do that because although I am pretty much just, you know, the 7-inch collector, I kind of have a liking for these 1/18 scale stuff. I really do. The Predators are pretty decent. I went knee deep into this. I even got the APC, so there you go. But lots of good shots here of Tracker Predator. Estimated to arrive the first quarter of 2021 for, again, $19.99. And it looks really good. It does. I've, you know, with the Super Predators, as much as I like Berserker and Falconer, I also always kind of had a bit of a soft spot for Tracker Predator. Because, you know, Berserker was his own thing. I liked Falconer because he was really unique and mysterious, but Tracker Predator, he had a very small presence in the film. What really made him stand out were the Hellhounds, right? And it kind of made you wonder a little bit more about what his role was in, you know, Yautja society. You know, was he, so to speak, an animal trainer as he was a hunter? And that's how he picked up on it before he, you know, broke off of that culture and went into the, I guess you can call them bad bloods. I wouldn't necessarily go that route, but a very cool piece. So, looking forward to getting this. Alrighty, next one up is probably, what, their fourth Berserker Predator. We had the just standard invisible one. We had a masked one. We had an unmasked one, I think, and we had a battle damaged one, if I'm not mistaken. So it's the third or fourth one. And much like the active camouflage Tracker Predator, this one is picking up on whatever the environment is around him. So not a whole lot to say because I pretty much said it all about Tracker, but I'm liking what they're doing here. I really am, because these are very affordable figures, and you know, what you can potentially do with this line now is you can have a set of regular Super Predators, a set of active camouflage Super Predators, and a set of generic invisible Super Predators, and possibly battle damaged ones. I don't know if they're going to go as far as doing a battle damaged Falconer and Tracker, because Tracker didn't really get damaged in the movie besides the explosion. We didn't see him after that because he died. But a very cool looking figure. Again, I like the mix of brown, and you got a little tint of red in there, and then a lot of sky blue kind of floating around as well. So a very cool looking piece. You got the there's a good look at the mask there. The jaw kind of looks a little bit not glued on properly. Kind of looks like it, you know, the these parts over here are extending outwards. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. That's kind of, it's a little annoying in that photo. Actually, I hope they fix that with the final product. So, what I'm curious about with these invisible figures is, you know, the Haya Toys Predators, as far as handling them, can be a little bit problematic. I'll tell you the truth. They can't stand on their own. Their knee joints can be very, very weak, and the ankle joints, depending on what predator you have. In this case, he has like the boots, so it won't matter, but those can be pretty bad as well. I'm wondering how bad the QC is going to be on translucent plastic with these guys, because you're handling really small figures is the thing. And QC is a little easier to deal with larger translucent figures, but I don't know how well this all pan out. And it looks like you got a bloody skull and spine there. That's pretty cool looking. There you go. So, anywho, also looking very good, set for a release of the first quarter of 2021 for $19.99. Alright, let's move on to the next one here. I actually went and just double checked if they had released an active camouflage falconer. So far we just have the invisible one and the regular one, but I can pretty much 100% guarantee you that we're going to have an active camouflage falconer, so just keep an eye out. But until then, let us check out their Alien vs. Predator new lineup. In a previous video, I went over the masked Scar Predator. I think at the time that was the only AVP thing they were showing us, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. It's been a little bit of a while since I went over that video. It was like over 2 months ago at this point. There may have been an alien in there as well, I don't remember. But now we're getting an unmasked Scar Predator, which is something we got from NECA, and funny enough is probably in my top 5 NECA figures. For some reason I really like the unmasked Scar Predator by NECA. But taking a look at this guy, for the most part, he's the same as the masked Scar Predator, with the only obvious notable difference being the face, which is decent looking considering the size of this figure. You know, 1 in 18 scale, that's like 4.5 inches. And you know what? For 4.5 inches, that is not too bad of a sculpt. I know a lot of people would jump on, you know, it doesn't look detailed enough. You know, if you're having an open mandibles predator, you're going to want there to be a lot of detail on the gums and the little teeth or tusks, whatever you want to call them. But you know, you got to be realistic here. 4.5 inches, that's not a lot, and it looks good. Obviously, his scar right there, hence the name. If you don't know or didn't watch the movie, what are you doing? Go watch Alien vs. Predator, because it's actually a cool movie, despite what people say. I liked it. And you got the extended wrist blades there. I don't remember if the original release had that. And the plasma caster there with, looks like a extended combi stick. And I'm wondering here if you got the shuriken as well, you got a retracted combi stick as well. Does he have the is the ceremonial blade removable? I kind of wonder if it is. That would be nice. I wonder if it's removable. I guess not. Yeah, I guess the ceremonial blade on his leg isn't removable. Oh well. Maybe they just didn't show it off in the pictures. Could be. We'll obviously find out in person. But looking good so far. You know what I kind of would have wanted? And this would have made this a little bit more catchy for collectors, at least for completionists like me. I would have loved an extra head that doesn't have the scar. Because, you know, Scar Predator, obviously he didn't always look like that. You know, if you watch the movie, you know what I mean. Don't want to spoil if for some reason you haven't seen it. But that would have been a really cool touch. It honestly would have been. Another thing would have been cool to have extra pair of mandibles that were closed. But you know, when it comes to Haya toys, they're just going to release another Scar Predator that has the closed mandibles. And I get the hustle there. That's what NECA did in their earlier days. Back in the day, you didn't get Ultimate Jungle Hunters. You have to buy completely new Predators for different mandibles or different heads. And it seems that's what Hiya Toys is doing here. And again, I get it. Small company, you're battling NECA, so to speak. I get it, but just wanted to, put that out there. So, regardless, this is set for May 2021. You got a bit of wait, folks, for, again, $19.99. Can see a lot of people hopping on this. We got some big fans out there of Scar Predator. I really, really like him as well. Again, one of my favorite figures in a movie. I very much enjoyed, despite all its faults and the community, but very, very cool looking. And so far we have, did we have a chopper already? I kind of want to check that really quick. No, I guess not. For some reason I thought, again, I haven't done a video like this in a while. I thought they did a chopper Predator, but they're slowly building up the AVP line. You got 2 Scars so far, and now you got a Celtic Predator. So, which means then that chopper is on the way, and you can have the 3 core Predators from the first AVP. But taking a look at Scar here, at Celtic here, the mask looks really, really cool. He has a very unique looking biomask, always had, and it brought a lot of, he was very catchy on screen because of his look. And what I really like about the mold here, and it kind of shows even better than the Scar Predator because his armor in the middle is much more opened up. What I like is how accurate the physique is to the original film. Because the NECA one slimmed down the AVP Predators for the sake of articulation, which I'm actually glad they did. And now this one, is much more like a jock, because the Predators in the first AVP were basically the jock Predators. They were the football players, so to speak, and kind of chubby in a sense. And that is what you get here, especially with Celtic. He's very, very wide in the middle. The arms are kind of flayed out a little bit, and he's looking kind of chunky there in the legs, and a tiny bit stubby, which does work. So that's what I'm really, really liking here with this guy. And you got the extended combi stick, which is even, is bent. Look at that, the stupid combi stick is bent. Come on, folks, do better with your toy photography. The shuriken, extended wrist blades, and I think that's it. I guess the ceremonial blade isn't removable from what I can tell. It'd be nice if it came with extra wrist blades so you can have them not extended, just retracted. That would have been cool. Because it's kind of weird, like right here in this photo with him holding a retracted combi stick with extended wrist blades. But that's just me, if you're really, really nitpicky and your Predator goods. But alright, that is that with Celtic Predator, second quarter 2021. Let me know if you're getting him at $19.99. But we're not done with Alien vs. Predator, because they are also giving us the other side to the movie, the Alien, or the Alien Warriors from that film. And look at her. She is not looking too shabby. Actually, this is a very cool looking alien. They had a distinct look in the movie, almost like they were a little bit, kind of reminds me, especially this photo right here, kind of reminds me of like a kangaroo, because of the unusually long legs, and then here she has the unusually long tail, and the tails on the Alien Warriors in that movie were just like lawn is a railroad. But here they're going with your classic Black Dome Warrior, which definitely works. Articulation on this gal is looking decent as well. You got the bendable tail, and man, there's a lot of articulation actually. I think pretty much most joints, or the figure's overall joints, are similar to the NECA ones. And it's not that bad because 4.5 inches, you know, that's tough to do. And much like Scar Predator, this figure here kind of opens the door for future aliens for the AVP line. Because now that you have a typical alien warrior from that movie, now you can do a grid alien. And then you're going to have a battle damage grid alien. You can have a predator vision grid alien. Not even grid alien, just alien warrior. You know, there was a lot of them in that movie. Every time we saw them, they looked a little bit different. Their color scheme and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. So, estimated for the second quarter of 2021 for, again, $19.99. And before y'all ask, does this mean we are getting an alien queen from Alien vs. Predator? God, I hope so. And it's possible. It actually is. If Haya Toys is well enough to do an APC for about $300, and it's actually behind me there, I know you can't see because of the pictures, I think they can do an alien queen. I really do think so. And I don't think it would even be near $300, because think about it. These are 4.5 inch figures. I think an alien queen is going to be half the size of a NECA alien queen. So it's going to be expensive, but not, you know, not APC expensive. So we'll have to wait and see. I would very much like that. I would get that because the only alien queen from AVP that I own in the collection is a very, very old bust. It's really cool, it's really detailed, but it's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Okay, that wraps up the Alien vs. Predator and the Predators section. Let's move on to the last two figures. So if you were one of the few individuals that picked up the Haya Neomorph figure from a couple years back, which was kind of a lonely figure. She came and went, didn't have any friends with her, literally the only Alien Covenant figure in the Haya Toys lineup, but not anymore. We are getting the Alien Covenant Protomorph. You know, ever since I saw Alien Covenant, I always loved the look of the Protomorph. There's something about it that it's just bizarre. It's unusually tall. It has kind of like a thick mid-body, small head, but very, very thin limbs. And it's just the oddest one of the oddest looking movie xenomorphs. A little bit creepy too. It kind of has that uncanny valley effect, even more so than some of the folks in Alien Resurrection. But this figure looks phenomenal. It really does. Look how long that tail is. That is ridiculous. And they captured the proportions and the physique of her so flippin' well. Look at that. The detail on it, perfect. The height, 5.12 inches or 13 centimeters. Perfect height because she is supposed to be a bit taller than your average xenomorph. This just looks great. Has all the articulation you need. And if funny enough, I'm not just saying this because I like everything Alien Predator, but much like the Scar Predator, the Protomorph that NECA did is also one of my favorite NECA pieces. I'm looking at it now. It's just amazing. It's practically perfect engineering. It's so well detailed, and again, part of that is just because I love the design of the Protomorph. It almost looks like something McFarlane would do. Todd McFarlane. It's odd. It's like a mix of Todd McFarlane and H.R. Geiger. But gorgeous looking piece. That is so cool. Doesn't come with any accessories. Doesn't really need any. Of course, the inner mouth is able to be extended, which is cool. You got the tubing on the back. Does come with your standard kind of almost not Nostromo, but I guess whatever the Florin was in the Covenant ship. I think the Neomorph had that as well. As far as the stand goes, I mean, but very cool looking. I am kind of gushing over this one. I'm definitely gonna get this. I definitely am. The Neomorph is pretty good too. She is her joints are a little bit iffy. Can't really support her own weight. The tail, as far as like the bendy tail on Neomorph, could have been better. Can't really do too much with it. I'm hoping with this one it's different considering the length of the tail. They'll have to do something more, but we'll wait and see. That's so cool looking. So, February 2021, gosh, can it be sooner? Come on, man. 1999. So, you know, honestly, out of everything that was shown, I think this is so far my favorite. That's so cool looking. Freaking love the Protomorph, I gotta tell you. But last but not least, we're taking a more classic approach. The blue Alien Warrior from the classic 1986 Aliens. I got a lot of these gals. I gotta tell you the truth. I army build the 86 Warriors. I'm still army building them now that NECA reissued the Ultimate blue and brown Warriors. I really like the 86 design for people who don't know. Obviously very nostalgic to me. But look at this. This definitely looks good. One thing that pops out to me is the proportions might be a little bit weird on this one. It feels like the head and neck might be a bit too big for the body. Might just be me. I don't know. And the ankle joints don't seem to have a good pivot, but besides those two little gripes, this is good. This is a really good look. It's got a lot of detail, a lot of, indents and all those coils and everything. It's painted very, very nicely. It has a shimmer to it and a glossy blue with a good shading of black. It's very cool looking. You got the inner mouth in there. It's good looking. I really, really like this one. And of course, opens the door for a warrior, other warriors, different color variations. You know, they love to repaint and repaint, but I think we'll be expecting a brown version of this soon. And, you know, army building the warrior from NECA is not cheap. I can tell you that much. At least nowadays. Back then, when they first came out, they were a lot cheaper, a lot more affordable. Mainly because they weren't in ultimate form, they were by themselves, and times were different. And so I built up a lot of them. But recently, it's obviously a lot more difficult to army build the ultimate warriors because they're very, very expensive when you buy them in bulk. Okay? Even the Resurrection Warriors, those put me back a little bit because I got a ton of those. I love army building the grunt aliens, so to speak. So this being 1999, I can see people getting in on this and, army building these as well. I could see that. It's a lot more affordable, and it is good for space. Because I can't even tell you how many of the gosh darn 86 Warriors that I own. They take up a lot of space. So, there you go. Me personally, I would like this in the collection. I'm not going to rush to get it. I'm going to try and wait till I can get it for a lower price. It's what I've been doing with a lot of the Haya toys stuff that I'm not immediately itching to get. And I'm probably not going to army build these either. It's just cool to have it in a different scale on the shelf. But yeah, May 2021 and $20 price point, $19.99. And that is it, folks. That is it for this video. Where are we at? We're at like 35 minutes. My God. I hope you brought popcorn. Okay. That was a lot to cover. Takeaways are that active camouflage tracker and that protomorph. I love that protomorph to death. That's so freaking cool. I can't wait to get that. But let me know. You know, there's a little box down in the video under where you push the like button. I'm not asking you to push the like button. I try to never ask that people even subscribe or anything. You know, y'all are people. You're human beings. You can make decisions for yourself. So I don't need to tell you what to do. But what I do ask people is to comment. So let me know, what are you picking up and what are you passing on? And you better be picking up that protomorph. It better sell well. That's really cool looking. You better get on that. You know what? The protomorph from NECA sold out, and I don't think it ever got reissued, and it goes for a lot of money now. And there's some bootlegs running around that aren't very good. So I would hop on this. I would hop on the protomorph if you like the design, if you were into the prequel stuff, and that's that. But okay, go check out Trophy Room on Facebook, a Facebook group created by yours truly, made for Alien Predator enthusiasts like yourselves and like myself. Feel free to post about anything Alien Predator, you know, the lore, your collections, whatever, with only one rule: don't be a dick. And as always, folks, have a good morning, evening, midday, whatever, and take care.